Hey, this is Brian with OmniNet. I have another threat update for you guys. This time we're going to take a more global view, be able to zoom out a little bit and take a look at the whole and really dig in just a little bit to applications. So we have a lot going on with applications. So just to start, we're looking at the risk ratings, right? So any application on your network can be used for good or bad. You can do a simple file transfer, but you're transferring a virus. You can do simple file transfer, download from Dropbox, and it's something that you really don't want on your network, or it's something that you don't want leaving your network. So looking at some ratings, we have things here from critical all the way down to low. Looking across all of our network stack this week, looking at some applications that were high risk. Really going to be almost all proxies. So this was going to be a top 20 list just over a 7-day period. Now, proxies are something that are allowed, are sometimes needed, being able to see different web pages. And this was a mix between allowed and blocks. And we'll get to the end, how to make sure that these proxies are blocked for your customers. That's something that you want to dig into and really make sure that you and your customer are on the same page. So in this case, we're going to view them as a 5 because they'll be able to push any data through. And they won't be able to actually be scanned if you're running them through a proxy. As you'll see everybody talking about nowadays, oh yeah, run this proxy and then hide what you're doing. So it's just something there that we're going to be on the lookout for. Moving on, quickly, we're looking at some of the lower risk items. So we really see YouTube and Netflix up at the top, and this was by usage, by bandwidth. It's kind of how these are categorized. So we're seeing just a generic browsing up there as well, things like TikTok, Steam, quite a bit of gaming and videos. And we do have a lot of customers that are residential, mixed in with enterprise. And we do have some that are just taking the Omni bridges, putting them back in their house. So we're getting a more interesting cross-section the longer we're into the various quarantines and lockdowns for companies. Touching on the next stat here, over the last 7 days, and you'll see number 3 there was malicious websites. So we saw an increase in some phishing over the weekend. We started doing I did a new report. This was recorded on Tuesday. We ran a new report on Monday and Tuesday, and it looked quite different. With information technology, business at the top, and really seeing quite a bit of data flowing through all the other categories. So just something to keep in mind. Once again, all of these filters are something that you can work with your customers on to see what you want people to have access to. But this week we saw, just looking at 2 days, that malicious websites weren't as high. And so near the end of last week, we started seeing quite a bit of blocked malicious websites, and that tailed in a little bit, was still a continuation of the previous video, some of those URLs. Moving on, just checking out some of the malwares and botnets that we've seen. And these were inbounds, and some of them were drive-by, depending on the website. And we've seen some drive-by viruses, they're called. You go to a website, and maybe they have a JavaScript or other file that's in there. The Iker test file is from our Shield test, where you can go to test. So we do see that one up there all the time. As customers try to get viruses past our defenses. But then some botnets as well incoming. You don't hear a lot about them in the news, but we're still seeing quite a bit of traffic from them. Getting a little bit to the end, we just wanted to show how you can help your customers. And this is actually how I have my home OmniBridge set up. Under the security risk section and a little bit of the general interest. Now there are 90 something categories, so when you're working with your customers, you do want to go through these. And even on lenient, just the control above this for applications, those do block malicious websites. So as long as you have at least leaning on, you're blocking that. But some of these more detailed ones, newly observed domains, unrated, and some of the other ones, as you go through the extensive list, you'll really want to work with your customers, be able to see what's going on there. So as we're moving on, remember, check out our blog, be able to check out our website, Facebook pages. We're always linking to some of the newer attacks, things to keep an eye on your network, or be able to pass on to your customers so that they are staying up to date, seeing what attacks are happening nowadays. And also, go ahead and hit like or comment below as we're working on these videos. Tell us what you like, tell us what you want to see. Thanks, and have a good night.